Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your English Learning Channel. My name is Anna.
And I'm Eric. We are so happy you are here with us today.
Today, we have a really important topic. It's something that almost every single English learner feels. We are talking about the fear of speaking.
Mm-hmm. That feeling, when you want to say something in English, but you're just too scared. Your heart beats fast and the words don't come out.
Exactly. It's a very common feeling. So if you feel this way, please know you are not alone. And the good news is you can overcome it.
Yes, you can. And in this episode, we're going to share some simple, easy ideas to help you feel more confident.
So, Eric, let's start with the first question. Why? Why do we feel so scared to speak a new language?
That is a great question. I think, for me, when I was learning Spanish, I remember being in a class and I knew the answer. In my head, I knew it, but the teacher asked me and I just froze. I couldn't say anything.
Oh, I know that feeling. It's like your brain just stops working.
Right. And I think the reason was I was afraid of making a mistake. What if I said the word wrong? What if my grammar was bad? I thought everyone would, laugh at me.
That's it. I think you said the two biggest reasons right there. Number one, fear of making mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, fear of being judged. Worrying about what other people think of us.
Exactly. I was so worried about sounding silly or stupid.
Right. And it's so important for our listeners to hear that this is a normal part of learning. It's not because your English is bad, it's because you are human. We all want to do well. We don't want to look bad in front of others.
That's a really good point, Anna. The fear actually shows that you care. You want to do a good job.
Yes. So the goal is not to have zero fear. The goal is to feel the fear and try anyway.
Okay, so how do we do that? How do we try anyway?
Well, I think the first big step is to change our mindset.
Mindset. Can you explain that a little more?
Sure, a mindset is just the way you think about something. Many of us have a mindset that says, I must be perfect. I must not make mistakes.
Right, the perfection mindset.
Yes, and this mindset, it doesn't help. It stops us. We need to change it. We need a new way of thinking. How about this? My goal is to communicate, not to be perfect.
Ooh, I like that. Communication, not perfection. So if I say something and the other person understands me, even with a mistake, that's a success.
That is a huge success. That's the whole reason we learn a language, to connect with people. And what about mistakes? What should our mindset be about mistakes?
Well, if we're not trying to be perfect, then I guess mistakes are okay.
They are more than okay, Eric. Mistakes are good.
Good? Really?
Yes, a mistake is proof that you are trying. It shows you are brave. Every mistake is a learning opportunity. When you make a mistake and someone corrects you, you remember it. You learn.
That's true. I remember the words I got wrong more than the words I got right. It's like, when a small child is learning to talk,
Mm-hmm.
they make so many mistakes. They say things like, I goed to the park. But we don't say, oh, your grammar's terrible. We say, oh, you went to the park. That's wonderful.
That is the perfect example. We are so kind and patient with children learning to speak. We need to be kind and patient with ourselves, too.
Yeah, be our own best teacher, not our worst critic.
Exactly. So that's tip number one. Change your mindset. Focus on communication and see mistakes as your friends. They are helping you learn.
That's a beautiful way to put it. It's about self-compassion, really. We need to treat ourselves with the same kindness we would offer a friend. If your friend was learning English, you would be their biggest cheerleader, right?
It's funny. When a friend is learning something new, like playing the guitar, and they hit a wrong note, we don't say, you're terrible. We say, hey, you're learning. Keep practicing. We're so encouraging to other people.
Okay, I love that. A new mindset. But what's a practical thing people can do, like a real action to take?
Great question. And this leads to tip number two. Start small.
Start small. You mean don't try to give a presentation in English on my first day?
Exactly. Don't do that. I mean, start really, really small. So small that it doesn't feel scary.
Okay. Like what? What's an example?
How about talking to yourself in English?
To myself. Like talking to the wall.
Yes. When you are alone, in your room or in the car, there is zero pressure, no one is listening. No one can judge you.
Huh. I actually used to do that. I would look around my room and just say the words. That is my desk. This is a blue pen. I see a window.
That's perfect. Or you can describe what you are doing. I am making coffee. Now I am adding sugar. It feels a little silly at first,
A little bit, yeah.
but it helps. It gets your mouth and your brain used to producing English sounds and sentences. It builds a little bit of confidence.
Okay. I like that. No pressure. So what's the next small step after talking to myself?
Maybe you can use a language learning app. Many apps have a feature where you can speak a sentence and the app tells you if your pronunciation is good. Again, you're speaking to a computer, not a person. No fear of judgment.
Right, that's a good one. Okay, so I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to my phone. Now I feel a little braver. What's next?
The next step is a very short, very simple interaction with a real person. For example, going to a coffee shop.
Oh, okay.
Before you go, you can practice the sentence in your head 100 times if you want. Can I have a large latte, please?
Can I have a large latte, please? Right.
Then you go, you say your sentence, the barista will understand you, you get your coffee, and then you say, thank you. That's it. It's a small victory, but these small victories build up. They make you feel strong.
I love that. A small victory. It makes you think, hey, I did it. I spoke English and something good happened. I got coffee.
Exactly. So that's tip number 2. Start small. So small that it feels easy.
Okay, this is great. So we have 1, change your mindset, and 2, start small. What's our third and final tip for today, Anna?
Our final tip is maybe the most important. It is find a safe space to practice.
A safe space. What do you mean by that?
I mean, find people who you can practice with who are kind, patient, and supportive. People who will not laugh at your mistakes. People who will celebrate your effort.
Ah, okay. So the who is very important.
It's everything. If you try to speak with someone who is impatient or critical, it will make your fear worse. But if you speak with someone who is encouraging, it makes you want to try more.
That makes so much sense. So where can people find these safe people?
Well, a good teacher or tutor is one option. Their job is to help you. Another great option is a language exchange partner.
Oh, yeah. A language exchange is a fantastic idea, where you find someone who speaks English and wants to learn your language.
And this is perfect because that person understands your fear. They feel the same way when they try to speak your language. So there is empathy. There is understanding.
Yeah, you can help each other. You can agree, okay, for 30 minutes we speak English, please correct my mistakes. Then for 30 minutes we speak my language and I will help you. It's a team.
Exactly. It's a team. There are many websites and apps where you can find language partners from all over the world. We can put some links in the episode notes.
That's a great idea. And what about, like, groups?
Yes, a good English class with a friendly teacher and supportive students is a wonderful safe space. Or maybe an online conversation club for learners. The important thing is that you feel comfortable. You feel you can try and make a mistake, and it will be okay.
Right, a place where mistakes are accepted. Because that goes back to tip number 1. If mistakes are good, you need to be in a place that also thinks mistakes are good.
You connected them perfectly, Eric. That's it. Your environment, the people around you, matters so much. So, tip number 3, find a safe space with supportive people.
And it's not just about finding other people, it's also about creating a safe space within yourself. Learning to manage the physical feelings of fear, the fast heartbeat, the shaky hands. Techniques like deep breathing can be incredibly helpful right in the moment. These are three really powerful but also simple ideas. I feel more confident just listening to them.
Me too. So let's do a very quick review for everyone listening.
Okay. Tip number 1 was change your mindset. Don't try to be perfect. Try to communicate. And remember, mistakes are your friends.
Perfect. And tip number 2?
Tip number 2 was to start small. Speak to yourself. Use an app or just say one simple sentence in a coffee shop. Build your confidence with small victories.
Excellent. And the last one, tip number 3?
Was to find a safe space. Practice with kind, patient people like a tutor or a language partner who will support you on your journey.
That's it. So, for everyone listening, our challenge for you this week is to just choose one of these things. Just one. Don't try to do everything.
Just one small step. Maybe today you can just talk to yourself in English for 1 minute. That's a great start.
It's a wonderful start. Well, that is all the time we have for today. We hope this was helpful for you. Remember to be kind to yourself. Learning a language is a journey.
Thank you so much for listening to our channel.
We will be back next week with a new topic to help you with your English. Until then, happy learning!